We're using Classworks in a whole bunch of different ways. We have multiple needs across our schools and our districts, so some teachers are using it for on-grade level instruction, others are using it with their struggling students for individualized learning paths, and then we also have teachers that are using it by embed code to put in our learning management system so that students can access it as needed right on time.
Curriculum Advantage and Classworks has done a really good job of meeting the needs of the 21st century learner, so we were looking for something that had a universal screener with it. It would not only identify remediation areas for kids, but also skill gaps for kids. Classworks has allowed us to have a one-stop shop for all of that. We went ahead and had every kid in the school do the universal screener, and we found out that even those high learners had some skill gaps and some areas for remediation. So it really helped us out, and it has really helped our kids. The first year that Houston County got heavy into RTI, our test scores for those kids was about 24% pass rate, which was not a really good pass rate. And so as we got into using Classworks that very first year, the pass rate went all the way up to 78%, and it held steady this year. We actually went up by about 4% this year to 82%.
We had the lowest fail rate we've ever had, and just to see the kids' faces when they found out they passed the RCT, and Classworks had to play a part in that.
Those who use it diligently and get into it, those students are seeing growth. I'm a proponent of it. I preach it from the highest mountaintop. It's a great tool.
The thing I like about Classworks is that it's individualized for each child, and they can also pick and choose the topics that they want to practice based on what they know that they need.
The assessments mean something to the kids because it's an individual assessment for every single student that comes in the door, and it's not just one set of standards that every kid has to meet. That scale is based on that student's needs and their abilities.
Students love the trophies in Classworks. They also love the gaming features. It frustrates the teachers at times that the teachers can't figure out how to play the games, and the students can figure it out before they even need to go back and look at the instructions again.
Kids love technology. Many kids know more about devices than adults do. They can show things that I never knew was possible. They can fix problems that I couldn't dream of fixing. They have no fear, which is sometimes good and sometimes bad. But in the classroom, my teaching partner and I, we do a lot with technology and stations because we know that the kids enjoy that type of learning, and we've noticed that when they have a device, 90% of the time they are on task doing what they are supposed to do, because we have such high expectations and we have really strict rules for our Bring Your Own Device program that if they're not doing those things, they know that they'll lose the privilege of being able to bring their devices. So it's definitely something they respect, and it's something that they really enjoy being able to have and use in the classroom. And Classworks is, of course, a part of that because they can go onto their student portal and get right to the program as long as they have internet access, so either at home or at school or at the public library, wherever.
I think it's important because it's changing with the time. You have to change to be relevant, and especially with this generation of texting and video gaming, the brains work so differently.
One of the hardest things for RTI is the progress monitoring, the data collection. And when we were not using Classworks before, it was kind of all over the place. Our assessments weren't great assessments. They were different for every kid, and this really gave us a place that was consistent and we knew what the data said.
Because we have such a great close relationship with Classworks, we're able to identify needs as they come. So what we may not see as a need right now for professional learning that might pop up in 6 months from now, it's been great to work together to go ahead and plan that learning as needed for each school, since we have so many differing needs in our district.
The customer service is great. Any time that I've ever called, we've had the issue resolved.
A lot of our elementary teachers like to use Classworks in part of their center learning, so that Classworks can take one of the centers while the students do other hands-on activities with manipulatives or other pieces of technology. It allows a different way to engage students in that type of setup.
We also use it in our language arts classes for reading, and our teachers have really liked that because it does take a lot of time as a teacher to go and find good content material to read, nonfiction material, fiction material, and so this allows the teachers to have something right at their fingertips that they can use for the kids to read, and then it gives them an assessment or a quiz in order to get immediate feedback.
We are looking forward to the new reading content. We think it will meet the need of more paired passages and informational text in our language arts classrooms. We're especially excited with all the hands-on features where students can highlight and write and take notes. We think that those types of activities will further engage our students as they can become more involved.
Ms. Brooks was able to allow us to take our CRCT scores and to upload those into Classworks this year. So our kids are able to use the web-based side of Classworks at home this summer and to work on those areas that they were weak in the CRCT. And we will certainly start with that next school year as those kids come to school. And that's a big part of that technology piece with college and career readiness, is students being able to be a self-directed learner. And that's been a big part of that. Not only that, but we have those challenge points now, and and you have to have an innovative practice. And Classworks has really supported that RTI part of that being our innovative practice, and that allows our school to get those extra challenge points and bonus points as we move into college and career readiness.